Have you ever felt like someone loves you but just not enough to choose you? You know the feeling. It's that kind of love where they keep you close but never fully commit. They pull you in with their words, their touches, their attention. But when it comes to truly choosing you, they hesitate. They pull back. And in the end, you're left questioning everything. What went wrong? This is the trap of being almost loved. And it's one of the most painful places to be. It started like a dream. You met someone, and everything felt like fate. There were moments of perfect connection, the kind where the world faded away and it was just you two. They would text you first, share little intimate details, compliment you in ways that made your heart skip. They'd promise things, maybe not outright, but in those little moments, they made you feel like you mattered. Not just when they needed you, but when they wanted you. You were special, or at least they made you feel that way. And you thought, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the person you were waiting for. But then, things would change. They'd get distant. You'd notice they were no longer texting as much. Their words became fewer, their actions more ambiguous. But just when you were about to walk away, they'd reel you back in. A random "I miss you" text, a spontaneous call. And just like that, you were hooked again. Now, this is where things get tricky. You start questioning yourself. Were you too much? Did you ask for too much from them? Was I being needy, you wonder? Maybe I was asking for too much too soon. You start to second-guess yourself, so you pull back. Maybe you're the one being too intense, you think, but in doing so, you're starting to lose yourself. You're giving them everything, your time, your energy, your emotions, and for what? For them to leave you hanging? Every time you try to have that important conversation about where things are headed, they shy away. They say they're busy, or that they just need space, and suddenly your mind starts to twist. Maybe they're just scared. Maybe they'll come around, but deep down you know it's more than just fear. It's avoidance. They love the idea of being with you, but the commitment, the vulnerability, the responsibility, it's not something they're ready to give. And every time they pull away, you're left holding on to the hope of something that's never going to materialize. This is the trap. Here's the psychological twist. You start to realize that what you've been doing all along is trying to force something to work. You've been making excuses for their lack of consistency. You've been painting over the cracks, hoping they'll eventually see the masterpiece you've been trying to create together. But deep inside, you know that they're not meeting you halfway. They're not willing to put in the same effort you're giving. And the more you try to hold on, the more you lose yourself. You're no longer thinking with clarity. You're thinking with hope. And that hope? It's keeping you locked in a cycle of emotional exhaustion. It's keeping you in the trap of almost loved. They almost loved you, but never fully. And that's the pain you can't escape. Not because they never cared, but because they didn't care enough. Here's the reality you start facing. You were never the problem. You were just too much for someone who couldn't meet you where you were. And now, you're left picking up the pieces of your heart, trying to figure out where everything went wrong. It's not your fault, but it feels like it is, doesn't it? Like maybe you weren't good enough. Or maybe, just maybe, you weren't worth the effort. You start to think this is all on you. You doubt whether you're worthy of real unconditional love. And that's the trap of being almost loved. It makes you feel like you're not enough, even when you were the perfect person for them. But what you need to understand is that their inability to choose you isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their fears and limitations. But here's the truth you need to carry with you. You deserve more than almost. You deserve a love that doesn't leave you questioning your value. You deserve someone who chooses you consistently. Someone who doesn't pull away every time things get serious. Someone who loves you with actions, not just empty promises. So here's what you do next. You walk away. Not because you're not good enough, but because they weren't ready for someone as incredible as you. You walk away because you know deep down that there's someone out there who won't keep you hanging. They'll choose you from the very beginning. And when that person comes into your life, you won't have to ask yourself whether you matter, because you will know, and they'll make sure you know it too. If you're stuck in the trap of almost loved, let this be your wake-up call. Don't waste your time trying to fit yourself into a mold for someone else's comfort. You are deserving of a love that's full, not fractured. So step into your power, choose yourself, and let go of anyone who can't do the same. If this resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more empowering content on relationships, healing, and self-worth. Drop a comment below with your experiences of being in the almost loved trap, and let's support each other on this journey of growth and self-love.